Trent Sisley is a recruit that you and I have not talked about on this program before, and I am excited to talk about Trent Sisley because he is a highly desired recruit that all of our teams seem interested in. And when I say our
He's
teams,
so good.
when I say our teams, I say your team, I say my team, and then I say like our teams we talk about on Sleepers all the time. Trent Sisley is a 6'7", 185-pound power forward from Indiana, from Lincoln City, Indiana. He is the 60th rated player in the country right now. And you watch some tape on Trent Sisley, you will fall in love with his game, just like we did. Really versatile guy that I think is going to be a big-time offensive player at the college level, can step out and shoot it. He is kind of people lump him in with Braylon Mullins a lot, the other Indiana kid, where it's like, could they be a package deal? They're different. Like they have different games. Trent Sisley is more of a forward, and Mullins is more of like a guardy wing to me. But I get why they get lumped together because if any school got them as a package deal, you would be like through the moon that that's your recruiting class. And the big deal with Sisley here, he has visits lined up, and it's to a lot of the schools that I referenced that really matter here. Let me read you the list of visits that Trent Sisley has lined up. This is per Jim Coyle on Twitter. Trent Sisley is going to Michigan for an unofficial visit with Dusty May on June 14th. He is then taking an official visit to Purdue on September 6th, an official visit to Indiana on September 20th with Braylon Mullins, an official visit to Notre Dame on September 27th, and there's Michigan State listed, but it says the visit is to be announced. So package deal, Indiana is getting Mullins and Sisley on campus together. And I think they're even trying. Malachi Moreno is also coming. Like they lined up a big visit weekend for Indiana. He's also going to Purdue. He's going to Michigan. He's going to Notre Dame, Micah Shrews, and he may go to Michigan State. Your thoughts on Trent Sisley?
So first off, I love Trent Sisley's game. Like I think that he is like the perfect like wing size combination, like 3-level scorer that really would really like to have at your college basketball program. Um, he's been a long time. At least for a long time, I've always thought like he's gonna end up at some Indiana school. Like he just strikes me as that type of kid. He plays for Indy Elite on the EYBL circuit, which by the way there might not be, and this is credit to Indy Heat's program. Usually, Indy Heat players are a good bet. Like you get those guys, and they're typically going to be good for your team. He plays with Jalen Harrelson, another recruit that I know that Indiana and other guys are after. But yeah, he is a guy who can, like I said, score at all 3 levels. And I think he projects to be a big time scorer at the college basketball level. Hi,
Bringing my daughter in
Murphy.
for some expertise. She's a big Trent Sisley fan. Yeah, he's a killer. Do you think he's like an instant impact year one guy, or do you think it's like future?
I do think he's an instant impact guy year one because I think that his offense, he has enough offensive game to get on the floor year one. Like he has enough scoring versatility to be on the floor in year one. I don't think you can not play that guy, even if it's like a off the bench, come just score the ball role. You got to find a way to get him on the floor.
Yeah, he feels like a rotation guy at minimum, like minutes, and your splashy offense stuff works, and you feel good. Maybe
Yeah,
not a starter in year one, but maybe. I don't
yeah,
know.
maybe not a starter, but also could be a starter. Like I've also because of Michigan State's interest in Trent Sisley, I've been like a very big fan of his for a long time and like watched him play a really good amount. He he could end up being the type of kid that you're like, oh, he was a top, depending on what you look at, like maybe top 50 kid. There's different rankings that put him in different places. And he's the type of guy that he could be like, oh, I think he could be a one and done
Yeah.
because of
So
because of his size and scoring ability. And like they show at the college level, I think it's intriguing enough where a team's like, oh, like this guy could be really, really good.
I don't think I agree with that for the record. I think he's more of like a year two and on impact guy. Like I think he's
Mm.
a rotation guy, but I'd be pretty surprised if he's a one and
Well,
done.
but when I say one and done, I don't mean like just incredibly, just like killer all Big Ten, like year one. I think like rotation guy could still find himself as a one and done because in that time where he's playing the rotation, or like, oh, like okay, yeah, I could, how the NBA draft is, like a lot of potential comes into that as well.
Yeah, teams just like fall in love with him. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Purdue fans were like, Purdue, she's watching tennis on the TV behind me laughing. So Purdue fans were trying to spin optimistically with the Cannon Catchings news that like we might have enough scholarships for both Braylon Mullins and Trent Sisley now. I had kind of felt like this was a Purdue Indiana battle, but it's good that Dusty's getting an unofficial before anybody else does. I like to hear that. Michigan State could be involved. What's your read on the recruitment at this point? Who leads?
To be honest, I thought it was Purdue. I've always believed it was Purdue. I know Paint's been very, very active at his games. He's everywhere. To me, this is a Purdue Indiana battle. With the sleeper pick being Shrews. I don't think he's leaving the state of Indiana.
Okay. So you don't think Michigan or Michigan State should waste their time?
I mean, I don't want to say that because if I say don't waste my time, Michigan State will definitely not waste their time. No, I think you still got to make a pitch and go after them and like just come in as that other team. Like, maybe it's like don't let those two teams fight over you and turn you against. Just come do your own thing. Get out of the state of Indiana. But I have a hard time believing they doesn't end up at Purdue or Indiana.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that Michigan gets the first shot at this. I'll just say that. Like it's not an official visit. It's unofficial. But Dusty going first, batting leadoff in this makes me optimistic. Like because there's the Michigan visit, and then there's 2 months off, and then there's visits. So let's make a really good first impression and see what happens from there. Yeah, honey, that's Daddy's state championship ring from when he went 41-0 in postseason play. It's still a state record.
That's crazy. That's it. That's
Whoa.
insane.
Whoa, that's crazy. Where do you think Trent Sisley goes?
Mm. So, and this is just pure guessing on my standpoint. I'm not plugged in like I maybe
Well,
should be, or
get
I'm just
plugged
not.
in. Be plugged in, Uncle Cart.
I don't know if I like being plugged in as much. I'm just glad Murph hasn't started crying yet. At the sight of me, that's massive. Love 1-year-old Murph. I will say that he ends up going to Purdue, but the reason he ends up going to Purdue is because Indiana gets the other guys.
I think Trent Sisley just everything about him screams Purdue to me. I think they are the team to beat. If Cannon Catchings was the opposite of a Purdue guy, Trent Sisley's a Purdue guy.
Yeah, he is. He will be dressing like Cam Heidi within 2 months.
I can 100% see it. Good luck to all the schools recruiting Trent Sisley. Good luck to me the rest of the afternoon. The NBA draft is coming up, and I've got something awesome for you. We are partnering with the people at NBA 2K Lab. NBA 2K is the best video game on earth. The people at 2K Lab are making some awesome stuff to make that game even more fun, and they just launched their 2024 NBA Draft Simulator, where you can find the official Sleepers Media big board. We ranked our top 75 players in this draft class. Me, Carter, Brian Ralph, Riley Davis. We did it together, and it is featured on the 2K Lab NBA Draft Simulator. You can take control of any team in the draft, play GM with just one click, and see our entire rankings before these videos even come out. Check out the link in the description of this video to try out the draft sim for yourself, and you can find more mini games at nba2klab.com/NBA-mini-games.